You know how Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean got that Georgia Bulldog connection? Well, you hear with the Bay Area boys with that Bay Area connection. The Bay boys are back. We back again. We was just yesterday. So make sure you go to either one of our pages. Matter of fact, go to both our pages and like and subscribe to the channel. Today we talking about that AFC ranking with our linebackers. We're gonna talk about what
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what David Carr had to say about Mendoza starting day one. And then we're going to possible trade that's been writing on the wall, but I think we're ignoring it. Hey, welcome to Bart. Next stop, linebacker lane.
Let's go.
Which team, by colors alone, is identifiable around the world?
The autumn wind is a raider.
Which team, by slogan, commitment to excellence?
Pillaging just for fun.
Just win, baby.
He'll knock you round.
All those things.
Then upside down.
Are the Raiders.
And laugh when he's conquered and won.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing. Just win.
He's blowing up. Raiders.
Just win, baby.
Hey.
Yes. The Bay Boys are back.
Yo, what up, Bruce?
It's the Good Raider Show. And it's with your boy. You know you got the Good Raider in attendance. Then you got your boy Black the quarterback, and welcome to the show, y'all. Today we gonna talk about that linebacker core because we got that defense. I think our team is gonna pivot on how well that defense played because we know what team's gonna do. We don't know what the defense is gonna do, and it's anchored by the 2 picks that we made this year at linebackers, not picks, but who we got in free agency, and they ranked them in the AFC. So let's see what they say about that. And make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. You got to pay your toll to get on the board. You don't want to be fair riding. You don't want to get that, get on for free and then get caught up. So only hit the fair and hit the like button on both our channels, y'all. What's up with
you won't like me on free. I'm much better on that. I'm much better with the sub. So with the like on the video. I'm much better with that. That's
right.
You get my best. Yo, Tomcats, what up? Cerebro, we see you. Sag Tom Mike in the host. I see you. I love Fortnite. I love Valorant, but Fortnite is okay. Fortnite is straight OG. All right.
Amber, what's good? What's good with Amber? Yeah, so let's get into it. What they rate our linebackers.
Okay. So we're talking this is in division, right? We're talking in division.
Yes, in division.
These people really think they're about to be out here just ranking individual without even watching our videos first. Who are these people? Give me their names, because they better not get this wrong.
Yeah, they better not get it wrong. I'm with you on that. Let's see what they're talking about. So it's the Raiders' new linebackers stack up well in the AFC rating.
I mean, finally, we can finally say that, right?
Right. It says the Las Vegas Raiders have a pair of new free agent linebackers, and they did well in this divisional ranking. The Las Vegas Raiders have a pair of new linebackers, and they're also new to the AFC West. Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker are supposed to elevate the Raiders' defense. And Matt Holder of Silver and Black Pride did a rundown on where they rank in the division that had some worthwhile thoughts, starting with the overall rankings.
Okay.
Okay, they say the number one guy is Deion Hanley from the Chargers.
From the
His
Chargers. So,
2025 stats. Go
okay,
ahead.
so I'll say this. That makes sense that a Charger linebacker would be number one on there because remember they had Jesse Minter, right, as their defensive guy last year. They're a good defense. Jesse Minter's a really good coach, so that makes total sense. 3.5 sacks, 103. Yeah, that's good. That sounds about right.
Yeah, 103 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, and 5 pass deflections in 16 games.
Fuck, look at Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton is a freaking middle linebacker extraordinaire.
He was going crazy, right?
145 tackles. That boy said, "No one's getting away from me. I got your ankles all day." He's pulling shoelaces and everything. Damn.
He like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere.
Okay. And then number 3, like I've been saying, we got Nakobe Dean. Like I've been saying, Nakobe Dean is that boy. Look, 10 games for 4 sacks. Because remember, I've said this before. The really good thing about Nakobe Dean is going to be his blitzing ability. Nakobe Dean is one of the best blitzers in the league. And now that he's going to be playing with his boy, Quay Walker, I think that communication in the middle there is going to be quite good, man.
Yeah, so, I mean, the drop from second to third, Bolton had 154 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, only 1 sack, and 6 pass deflections in 17 games. But Kobe Dean had 55 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Like you said, he pushed the issue in 1 pass deflection in 10 games.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice.
So that's what Dean is gonna give you. He won't give you 100 sacks, tackles, but he will give you sacks, and he will give you pressure. It will give it pressure. Quay Walker, that's gonna be our middle. So he's got 128 last year, 8 tackle for loss, 2.5 sacks, and again, in only 14 games, that's not bad. The only problem I'm seeing here is both of them missed games last year.
Right, and that is a concern for our linebackers, and it's obvious. So it's not something that's hidden, a hidden stat or something like that. We understand it, but we do see how productive they are when they are on the field.
When they're on the field, yeah. So this is the reason. So let's just be upfront. This is probably the reason why they both got let go by their teams because of health, right? Because when the player gets injured, you got to replace them, and that replacement might end up just being equally as good as the person who gets injured. Especially when you're talking about like the Eagles, they have so many linebackers and so many defensive line that if you get injured on that team, you're just gonna lose your playing time. And then you get into Quay Walker. It's the same concept with the Packers. They're a really good defensive team. If you get injured with them, you might lose your starting spot, and that's basically what happens. Both of these linebackers are excellent linebackers in the league, but injury is a concern.
Yep, and then Drew Tranquil for the Chiefs, his 25 stats.
Yeah, Drew Tranquil is good, and he's getting better, and he played all 17 games last year, so I do expect him to do better this year. So, yeah, Drew Tranquil is good.
Yeah, with the 103 tackles, 10 tackles for losses, 2 sacks, and 1 pass deflection.
Right, okay.
So here's what they say about Nakobe Dean. Dean is a highly regarded, but injuries. Dean is highly regarded, but injuries have always been part of the picture with him. As Holder noted, he has great instincts and can close in a hurry, the writer added, either as a run defender or in coverage. He doesn't have great ball skills, however, as he only has 5 passes defended in 47 games, with 27 of those being starts.
That makes sense. Yep.
So what undoubtedly intrigued the Raiders were his blitz skills.
Holder
characterized him as a running back's worst nightmare in pass protection, and he had 7 sacks in the last 2 seasons. The Raiders' biggest job will be keeping him on the field, and he's already missed the entire spring practice sessions.
Just so you know, the boys out here, we know our stuff. And I've been saying it. Blitzing. That's why you're getting Nakobe Dean. And boom, right there, blitzing skills. That's Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, and to be fair, the reason why he's been out of camp is so that way we can preserve him and try to take the injury issue out of the situation. We don't want him to, tweak something, or if he's recovering from an injury, so he can get as healthy as he can,
As
so
he
that
can.
way he
Exactly.
can rest all the way up, for a couple months during the summer or
Right.
whatever. He already know what he brings to the table. We know what he brings to the table. He knows what he brings to the table.
Exactly.
All we need for him to do is not to fall off the table. That's it, and get hurt.
And the thing to keep in mind is that you see, he's gotten 7 sacks in the past 2 years, but also keep in mind how many pressures does he get that doesn't turn into sacks, or how many pressures does he allow somebody else to get? And I've said this before with Dean. I hope the injury bugs are done, but the thing with Dean is he's around 230 and he's always a bullet. So he runs his body into things a lot. So I'm just hoping the injuries end. I've kind of mostly ended because Dean, I said it before, he was my number one target for free agency. I'm glad that we got him because Nakobe Dean really is that guy. He really is that guy. He's actually going to be really helpful for Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree
because having that pressure from the linebacker position is going to be really helpful for the line. So.
Okay. Let's take a look at. Let's look at
Walker.
Quay Walker. Okay, Quay has the physical skills to be an elite linebacker, and at 6'4", 241, he has the necessary size as well. He tested off the charts back during his combine days, and all of that gives him the tools to be the complete second-level defender.
Exactly.
The linebacker has shown occasional flashes of brilliance, but there's something missing here. Walker doesn't seem to have the instincts that are characteristics of every great linebacker. So it'll be interesting to see how the Raiders try and help him develop those instincts.
Yeah. Real quick, remember what I keep saying about Coons, that Coons should be a linebacker because Malcolm Coons is like 6'4", 240 pounds, which is a precise for a linebacker. So the thing with Quay Walker is he's not top 5 linebacker, right? I wouldn't really put him there, but he's a very, very serviceable, very good, above average linebacker at the middle linebacker position. He's definitely above average.
Yeah, so it's a thing what it appears to me is it's a thing that he's good just naturally. He's naturally just a good athlete, but he doesn't have maybe the tools, all the tools, or maybe even what they call the basics or fundamentals. Like some of the fundamentals might be missing, or whatever it is he needed to turn the corner. But the thing I think will help him is the fact that he's playing with Nakobe Dean, and then they can make up for each other's deficiencies as long as they can stay on the field with each other.
Exactly. And if we are, real quick, if we are really going to a 3-4, which we believe that we are, that also would be helpful for just having more speed on the field from that linebacker core, which would be really helpful for somebody like a Quay Walker.
Right. And so the question is, how will they fit? This is where things get interesting for the Raiders. Let's see. They already have a great pass rusher in Max Crosby, and adding Dean as a blitzer to go with Crosby, like you said, has some powerful potential. The Raiders also signed Malcolm Kuntz, like you said.
I keep telling you.
So balancing this defense could be a fascinating challenge going into training camp as well. If you don't hit the like button for the Bay Boys,
hit the like. This is what I've been saying, right? This is what I've been laying down on this channel and my channel. That we're trying to do something here with the way that our players are built. We're going to kind of reorganize where we line them up because the way they're built kind of fits better into a 3-4. We just don't have the personnel to really run a 4-3 effectively. We have more speed, so we're going to use that and kind of shuffle some guys around. And I keep saying it's Tonka Hemingway is going to be a defensive end because in the 3-4, 280 is perfect for a defensive end, for a powerful defensive end. So that's why I keep saying that he's going to be my player that I think is going to really surprised this year because it didn't fit as well as a defensive tackle in a 4-3. He's just a little bit too small, a tweener, but in a 3-4, perfect fit. So I think we're going to see a faster defense from the Raiders. There's going to be a lot more movement on the field. I think maybe even the defense will be simpler. It would be a little bit simplified because I think the number one thing the coaches have said about our new defensive coach, what's his name, Rob Leonard. Leonard.
You gotta
Is it
say
Ryan?
Ryan. I know you do.
Ryan. Oh my God, I love Ryan Leonard. I don't know, Ryan, whatever. The number one thing about him and what Kubiak said, the reason they hired him was his ability to teach. Apparently, he is very detail oriented. That means he knows how to simplify what he's trying to do on the defense. This defense might seriously shock people. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, the Raiders defense might shock people this year. And we're not even talking Quay yet, because we just figured that he's going to get maybe 6-7 sacks this coming year. He may end up with 10 because he is good enough to get 10.
Yeah. And the thing that we've complained about the most probably is a complaint. I'm sure Max ain't said this, but our inability to create pressure outside of Max.
Exactly.
And we do create pressure with Max, but if we can create pressure in other areas outside of Max, what happened is that'll cause these quarterbacks to throw the ball a little sooner, try to throw them in tighter windows, and try to gamble a little more. And then that's when the back end comes into play, and we get these interceptions. Then we get the turnovers. Then we get the takeaways, and then we can ball hawk and chicken hawk it. So I think that bringing these two guys in together is going to help us with that.
You guys keep telling us what you think, but the craziest thing to me is that this idea that Leonard is doing this year, we should have done this last year. The idea of just moving our guys around to create better pressure, because we definitely didn't have enough pressure last year, right? We've known that pressure's been out thin, but the answer's always been there. Just shuffle some of these guys around. Let's mix it up a bit and create more opportunities for pressure. It's just that Pete Carroll's defense doesn't really do that, because it's more of a bend, don't break defense, right? It's just last year, we broke a lot.
Right.
we didn't bend nothing. We just went straight to broke. This year, I think you're going to see a much more disciplined defense that's not going to be about bending, not breaking. This defense will attack the offense. I'm telling you guys, we're going to get some really wild, cool blitzes from Leonard that will make you go, holy shit, that was awesome. And like I've been saying, the Raiders will be more competitive this year because we just have better players.
Yeah, Bush Raider. He said I would say Quay Walker was a top 25 linebacker based off last year.
Yeah, which is not great. We can actually look up his actual stats. I actually think it's higher. I think it's like more middle of the pack. I think he's more like around 15. I think
he said Walker is a tier 2 linebacker. Like,
yes,
there we go. Like tier 2. Yeah,
he's above average, tier 2. That's not gonna go to the Hall of Fame unless. But again, he's not that old. He's still pretty young. I believe he's 26.
Ooh, that's young if he is. I don't know how old he is. That's pretty young.
He's right now. This is his prime. This is his prime as a linebacker. He got a pretty good contract from the Raiders, but trust me, he wants more money because he's one of those guys. He wants more. So he's going. Remember Robert Spillane before he came to the Raiders? Robert Spillane was okay, and then he came to the Raiders and he became, one of the best in the league. Right now, Robert Spillane I would rate him like top 10. The same thing might happen here to Quay Walker, because again, remember, the Raiders have not had a good enough defense, right? This is the first time that we actually have a good core of defensive players. It's going to improve everybody on that defense. So we will see some guys perform better this year than they did last year.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about our starting linebacking core this year, and we're gonna cross our fingers.
Because let them know, Black, what is the one weakness that we have on the linebacker core? What is the one weakness?
We don't have any depth.
We have no depth.
Yeah, we don't have any depth.
We got no depth. And if you guys want to speak on this, please let me know. But right now, Tommy Eichenberg he needs to bring those Tommy guns out, because I ain't seen him yet. I didn't even know what he looked like till a couple weeks ago. And then we got our other white boy, Cody Lindenberg. Hey, look, the one area of football that the white boys still rule is that linebacker, man. They will go up and smack some fools in the face. But we need more of them. We need more of them. So that's what I'm saying on that. Yeah, Roquan Smith. Oh, thank you for that. So yeah, We almost had Roquan Smith once, right? Zaire Franklin, he is good. Ernest Jones, Zach Bond. Zach Bond is quite good. Edwin Cooper's also good. Jack Campbell, you know him from the Lions. Robert Spillane is our top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Top 13. Okay, there we go. And Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Schwarzenegger is also quite good. He was drafted last year. He was. We almost drafted him last year. In fact, I think we almost drafted him last year. We missed him by a few because I definitely know we wanted him. Yeah. That's about the rankings right now. So as you can see, our boy is not on there. But again, he was also injured. He only played 14 games last year. He can tag on 3 more games. That's more stats there. And also, the Raiders defense is just going to give more opportunities. So, Fred Warner, let's not even talk about Fred Warner. Fred Warner is a good, but I think Fred Warner is technically considered an outside linebacker, right? Is he technically considered outside linebacker? Or is just all linebackers together?
I'm thinking all linebackers. Is Fred Warner where he played? Denver?
Niners, man.
Oh, yeah. I thought he went to – thought we was talking about the guy that left. That was Greenlaw.
That's Greenlaw. Yeah, Greenlaw left him. But Fred Warner is that boy. But he's got an electricity thing over there in San Francisco that's keeping him down. He can't stay healthy for nothing either. He's one of those Niners who gets injured every single year. Yeah, they got to figure out that electricity grid that keeps slowing them down.
Man. So our linebacking core is looking good. Looking forward to that Georgia Bulldog connection.
Yep. And remember, Eric Stokes, also Georgia Bulldog from the same era. So John Spytek was not foolish about the people that he went after and signed. If you look at the defense, we got at least one side of that is going to be Georgia Bulldogs, right? You got 2 linebackers and 1 Georgia Bulldogs. I actually think that we might have another Georgia Bulldog somewhere in the back lurking there. And when it comes to drafting defensive players, guess where we drafted from? The same college. We drafted 2 players this year from the same colleges. Arizona, the 2 safeties. But you may have forgot, Cian Sloan went to NC State. Brandon Cleveland also went to NC State. Same defense, right? Again, and Cian Sloan, whatever his name, I think it's Kian. I believe he's also going to be a linebacker because he's too smart for edge. He's going to be a linebacker. And then you got him and Brandon Cleveland already know each other from the same defense at NC State. They also played a 3-4 at NC State. I'm telling you, John Spytek has a plan. He wants to create a dynasty, and he's trying to put people together who grew up in the same system to ease the communication. Right now, literally, our defense is going to consist of 3 groups of players, all from the same college, from the same era. We got the Georgia people, we got the NC State people, and then we got the Arizona people in the back.
Yeah, I love that. Because like you said, it's going to help the communication. Communication is going to be key.
Especially on defense.
Especially on defense. And the thing about turnovers and takeaways, those things are intentional. For one, it's an attitude. 2, you have to be looking for it. It doesn't just happen. You have to look for it. One thing Charles Woodson say that what irks him a lot is that nowadays corners don't even look for the ball to even intercept it. They're just trying to react to the receiver and try to get the pass break up. But we brought in guys that's looking for the ball because what we're going to do, which I can see already what our scheme is going to be, is apply pressure. Apply pressure so they can get the ball out, and then the ball is ours.
Exactly. And we brought in a cornerback who, again, if you go watch Ezekiel Massis, if you go watch his tape, the number one thing that I saw was takeaways. He had a knack for it. I don't know how he was doing it, but he kept doing it. So, Bobby Wagner. So these are outside guys.
These are tier 2.
This is tier 2. Yeah, Bobby Wagner is obviously Hall of Famer, but he's old now. So yeah. David Lloyd is bordering on top tier 1. I don't know if because he's only like 24, 25. He just got paid. He's from Jacksonville. He just got paid. So he might break out there. Levante Davis, Aziz Azair, yeah. Nick Bolton, yeah. Yeah, and Quay Walker's right in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking. I'm loving what we're seeing there in that situation. So
Right. So I think
let us.
technically, did they actually give a rank in that report? Did they give an actual rank?
No, not that
Okay.
report. That was the end of
Because
the
the Raiders,
report.
I think, based on what I think the Raiders might end up being honestly 1 or 2
Okay.
linebacker core.
Well, I
Because
like the fact that we do have um the number 3 and number 4 linebackers,
exactly,
right?
exactly,
So that
yeah,
that puts us
and
right in the thick of things.
they both play middle. They both play right in the middle of a 3-4. So the outside guys are going to get a lot of help from the D lines. And the inside guys will be really good anchors and really good pressure. And I've said it before. The way that I see it is, Quay Walker is your anchor, and Dean is going to be a spear. If you're thinking of it in Roman terms, right? If you think of it in terms of Spartan, you got
Yeah.
your anchor. Nothing's going to get past Quay Walker, and then Nakobe is going to shoot in there and just snipe some people out. So,
Yeah, I'm with that.
yeah.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but we're gonna go into some things David Carr, not Derek, but David Carr has said about Fernando Mendoza.
Mm.
David Carr shares what Raiders QB coach told him about Fernando Mendoza.
Okay.
The Raiders have identified their quarterback of the future in Fernando Mendoza, and the question now is how long will it take to get him on the field? Every indication has been that the Raiders are committed to taking a patient approach with Mendoza's development,
Okay.
but for about every fan on the outside, there's a massive appetite for updates on his progress.
Okay.
There have been press conferences and reports from practice, but what are people in the building saying about Mendoza behind closed doors? That's the information another former number 1 pick in the draft was after this week when David Carr reached out to his former QB coach, Mike Sullivan, who is now Mendoza's QB coach in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Carr said he wanted to talk to Sullivan about how Mendoza's development is actually coming along and came away with only good news for Raider fans. I talked to Mike Sullivan. He is very happy, and I think I can speak at this point, having talked to Mike Sullivan. I feel really good about Fernando, Carr said on the Homegrown podcast. It's a process. That's basically what the conversation was like. Sullivan is going to be right there with Fernando every day, digging into the work. I already know Sullivan digs into the tape. They're prepared. That's one thing that they're going to be is prepared. And he's extremely happy with what's happening with Fernando. But like you said, it's a process. Long way to go. So that's all I want to find out from him. What do you think about that so far?
All of that sounds like what I like to hear. I think when they say long process, that makes people nervous. But when I hear long process, I'm thinking long process to be in a Hall of Famer. That's what I'm interpreting that as. I know even if he's saying a long way to even being a starter, I'm like, he's gonna be a starter.
Yeah, and I think those words were used to kind of quell the fan base because it's like,
hype.
Hey, you guys want him to start right now, but you guys don't understand. We're asking a lot of him.
You're right.
And so to avoid the rush of putting him on the field, it's a process. And anybody that knows about being a winner, I'm talking like you said, when you said dynasty, long term, Hall of Fame or Super Bowl or whatever you want to add to it, it's a process. It's not something that just happens from game one. So with a process, you have to go through these. You got to go through these things. So the process is, look, we're going to go ahead and let him mature at the timetable that he's going to mature. He's obviously a high intellect guy. He's cerebral. I mean, he went to Cal and got his business degree in 3 years. I mean, like, geez.
Exactly.
And so he's going to process the information, and then he's just going to need some man hours on the field doing those things, and we don't need to rush him. So it's the process. So I think that's what he mean by it's a process.
I think a way that I can add to this, people somehow think that because you're good at something, that means that you're just good. That's good is just a static point in time. You're good. So play him. But it's like, no, good actually means getting better. That's what good means. Good means learning more and more and more and more. For the rest of his football life, the Mendoza's job will be to continue to learn how to be a better quarterback. That never stops. Just like Black and I job right now is to continue to learn to be better YouTubers, and that would never stop. Continue to learn to be better streamers. Continue to learn to craft our skill. He has to do the exact same thing. Every one of us here, if you went to college or not, I happen to have a master's degree myself. Guess what? All of that is a process. So there's nothing here that should be surprising to anybody. Being patient, somebody already said it, being patient is necessary. It is necessary. I know Red Nation wants to see wins right now, and believe me, Mendoza wants to deliver it. But things can go wrong. Just look at David Carr. Things can go wrong.
And so we all can see the process, and I love it. I love this comment right there. And we all can, well, at least most of us can see the process, because a lot of people want Mendoza to start.
And here's the thing, Red Nation. It's so much easier to see the process now because you've got guys like us who are going to be giving you the updates on the process every single time. Every single time me and I stream, and when the season starts, we're going to stream at least twice a week. Guess what? We're going to be giving you the process through a training camp, because my eyes are going to be glued to every single video that I see about the process. So, I keep saying, if I know it's really hard right now because training camp is almost two weeks away.
16 days or something.
My God, dude,
let's go.
The anticipation is just bubbling over, but we still got to be patient. We still got to
go through
goosebumps everywhere. But we got to go through the process, and he has to go through the process, and the process is going to be different for him, and it is going to be different for us. Our process as fans is just be patient. We just got to be patient, man.
Be patient and absolutely believe that we're gonna look into these things, and we look at it from a cerebral aspect, the intellectual aspect, and also the heart of being Raiders.
Being Raiders, exactly. Being Raider fans, understanding that we've been waiting for a win for so long, it feels like we can't wait anymore. But I actually think that's part of the good news, that we know that this feels different. That we know the wait is almost over. At least to start seeing a competitive team, and it starts with that. I just want our guys to be just competitive, man. I want to turn my TV on and not turn it off to the clock strike zero. Right, that's what I'm praying for this year. You know what I'm saying?
When I first started watching your channel, well, maybe not when I first started, but a little bit after, I knew that you were a very observative guy, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is why you guys need to hit the subscribe button. So when you guys get these breakdowns, it's not coming from just an emotional standpoint; it's coming from an intellectual standpoint. And this guy right here he pays attention to details, right? Let me tell you guys what he did.
Okay.
You guys, he don't even know what I'm about to say right now.
I have no idea what he's about to say.
Do you guys remember when the Raiders did the show? I think it was episode 1 about what are we or where we are or something like that. You remember a couple weeks ago when they were talking about the drafts and how they was bringing the players in and all that other. You don't remember that show? You'll remember this. So you're saying everything is very intentional, because when they were zooming in into the office, to the facility, there was an Amazon truck going by. It was an Amazon truck going by, and probably about 20 minutes later, the dude had the Amazon thing on his shirt, and he was like, all that is intentional. Let me show you guys. And he went back and showed where the Amazon truck drove by, and I was whoa, that's next level, bro, because I didn't even peep that myself. So I was like, this guy right here pays attention to detail, and I love it. So you guys, I'm telling you, he knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah. I'm like, once I saw that truck going over Allegiant at that perfect time, I'm like, oh yeah. This is Amazon. This is commercial. And look, the Raiders are a business, right? The Raiders are a business. And part of that business is Amazon. And NFL is Amazon has a big contract with NFL. So those are things that I look for all those things because my master's happens to be in business. I'm always looking for who's chasing the money. Just look for the money, man. Who's chasing the money? And when it comes to players, who's chasing the money? Because that's also going to tell you what to expect from performance-wise. And the good thing I've always said is right now the Raiders are one of the youngest teams in the NFL. Everybody is chasing something on the Raiders, and that's what we want. The coach is chasing his father's legacy. I want that. Mendoza is chasing his own legacy to continue. I want that. And we got people who are chasing money because they want to get paid. They got people to feed. I want that. Get on the field, put it all together, and yell Raiders as you're doing it. That's what I want.
Yep. John Chambers, welcome. John Chambers, thanks for hacking in with us. You think it's the Cowboys year? Y'all been saying that for so long. You know what? The last time they won something, Michael Jackson did the halftime show at Super Bowl. So you know how long that's been. So good luck to y'all. Because I don't see.
The difference between the Raiders and the Cowboys is we're not delusional about how bad we are. We know how bad we are. We've been praying to get better. The Cowboys is still like, this can't be out here for the Super Bowl. Like, really?
Y'all, they think they're going every year. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at how the Raiders leaving wiggle room on Mendoza's timeline to start. The expectation is that Mendoza will spend as much of the season as possible learning behind Kirk Cousins, but there is a chance Mendoza would or could work himself to the top of the depth chart early in the season. Or they're asking Mendoza, could he work his way to the top of the depth chart? And then it says, according to California Post, Vinny Bonsignore, there are people in the Raiders building who expect Mendoza to put himself in the running to start right away. Who? The janitor? Because everybody know what this is. And ESPN, Jeremy Fowler seemed to support that sentiment last week on ESPN's NFL Live. The expectation is that Kirk Cousins is well positioned to be the early season starter, Fowler said on ESPN NFL Live. Talking to the people in Vegas, they say, who is they? They say Mendoza will be ready when he's ready. Oh, well, I agree with that. And that's the kind of nice feeling because they don't have to rush him into week one action until he's fully prepared. He's been learning under the center and play action stuff.
Keep them Raiders coming.
Kubiak's offense. They're leaving a little wiggle room if he shows up for training camp and just wows everybody and takes the job. He could play, but they're going to do it when he's fully ready. That's the plan. They're not just rushing him. Yeah. So for me, I think they're talking out of both sides of their mouth right there. There is a little wiggle room. I mean, like very little. But even if he come in and light up the preseason, that's not really indicative of necessarily that he's going to be better than Kirk Cousins. Because I've seen players play absolutely well in the preseason, and when they get into the real game, it doesn't translate like that. No different than when teams go undefeated in the preseason, because you're going against players that might not even be on the team. You know, you're not going against all the starters, all four quarters and things like that. So I think they're doing that just to keep a little part of the base happy. But overall, you should know. I have a great idea that Kirk Cousins is going to be that guy. And as far as that wiggle room, it's so little. It's very little.
Yeah. It's Kirk Cousins will be week one starter. I think. Look, everyone's saying it, right? I am just said it, right? We've known this now. Is it fun to debate and speculate about what will and what won't? Yeah, it is. It is. But the answer's already been set.
Yeah, well, there's a group of fans out there that's kind of still on the delusion train because they want Mendoza to start. And as these things keep coming out, I think the nation is getting clearer because it used to be divided, and now we kind of understand because we know that it's going to be Mendoza that's not going to start. It's going to be Kirk Cousins. And I'm glad that we got to this point that we are at least before training camp instead of bringing all that noise into training camp.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to make a statement. Before the statement, I'm going to ask a question so someone can look it up. When Derek Carr was drafted, who was the quarterback. Who was the main quarterback that he competed with? Because I think when Derek Carr was drafted, the plan wasn't for him to start week 1. I think he actually won
Matt
battle.
Schaub. The Raiders brought in Matt Schaub. They brought him in, but he had a injury in his elbow. And in preseason, his elbow it flared up so bad that he just could not perform. And as a matter of fact, it was so bad that he didn't end up starting. He only started like 3 to 6 more games the rest of his career, and he played like another 7 years. So he was washed. He was done by then, and Derek Carr essentially just took the job.
Look, here's the thing. Here's what's so good about this. This is Kirk Cousins' job to lose. And if he loses it, we will know it's because he's washed, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I said for those fans who are on the fence, I don't see the harm in saying is Kirk Cousins washed. I mean, he's a proven talent in the league. If he's not washed, then give you new. And I think this is a thing of that I would say people should start getting used to as a concept. Imagining a play is almost as important as running the play. Like imagining how the play is supposed to play out and having that play in your head over and over and over again is almost as good as doing it in the game. And I think that's an aspect of a process that people don't want to talk about because they think just get in the game and just learn by doing. It's like, well, you can learn by doing, but you can also learn by learning the process, playing the process over and over and over in your head, especially when it comes to offensive plays. They are based on timing and rhythm. The more you've spent time playing those timing and rhythms in your head, the better you will be once you actually have to get on the field and do it, right?
Yeah, I dropped a video today about that very thing about starting number 1 draft picks, quarterbacks, the number 1 pick quarterbacks for the last 10 years. And I broke it down to the statistical, the probability of us being good if we do that, or is that putting Fernando in the best position to succeed? And it's just not good because the record is 25, 82, and 2 when you do that. So it's better if you let them sit and let them learn, like you say, it gives you a better chance to succeed because the quarterback actually have a better ceiling, a higher floor.
A higher floor.
A higher floor because they've learned under a system. So that's what's good in this situation, that we don't have to stick our quarterback out there.
The other thing we've also seen is that quarterbacks who start year 1 and do well year 1 don't necessarily come back and do well year 2. Jaden Daniels, of course, being a prime example. Even Trevor Lawrence is also a prime example that year 6 and he's still kind of struggling. He started year 1, but by year 2 he was kind of going down a bit. I don't know what more to say on this. I think the plan is set and it's good to have Cousins at least be the de facto starter till he loses the job.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up with AE? Okay, let's see what Brother Mel says. If Kirk Cousins' offense come together like we think, 15 plays the last 4 or 5 games. What's this say? 15 plays the last 4 or 5 games. Oh, he said Mendoza played the last 4 or 5 games. Mendoza. I don't know. I'm only thinking Mendoza's going to play if Kirk Cousins get hurt, and knock on wood if you with me. I just think he's not going to come in unless it's just a necessity.
I think he'll come in once the season is over. I do think he'll come in because that generally is the other pattern that teams use. Once your season is over, then you put in the rookie to end the season. That's what the Chiefs did.
True.
Yeah.
True. And when you start the rookie quarterback that's the number 1 pick, average in the last 10 years of quarterback wins is 3.7. So it's like under 4 wins.
Yeah.
So
I
don't want to put Mendez out there for 4 wins, because if we mess around and get 4 wins, we're still going to pick in the top part of the draft. Now that could be a positive thing, but do you want to do that at the detriment of putting your franchise quarterback out there when we have a Kirk Cousins on the roster and having an AOC on the roster?
I think the more wins we get this season, the better, because it means that to the fans, it tells the fans that yes, we are turning the corner, that we all know we're going to turn, but it also allows the players to get back into a winning mindset. Because the thing to remember with the Raiders is we've been losing so long. Even Max Crosby has said many, many times, it feels like he's going crazy with all the losing.
Yeah.
How much more crazy would it be if you're throwing your rookie quarterback and you're still losing, still winning 3 to 4 games? How much more frustrated will a Max Crosby be? How much more frustrated with the Nakobe Dean or Quay Walker will be? Because when we sign those guys, we are promising them that we are going to rebuild the Raiders into a dynasty. And if you're going to start breaking that promise by saying, here's a rookie quarterback, let's go and win 3 games, you're still keeping up with that losing season. So if Kirk Cousins can give you 8 wins, I say we go with Kirk Cousins and take those 8 wins and ride it into next season.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Here's a good question, and it's a question that's often asked. Even if Cousins play well, do we keep him next year? Some say we can redo the $30 million. We can absolutely redo his
the money
contract.
is not a problem.
And then and if they decide to want to redo the contract and he denies it, then we'll just release him.
Right. So I've said this, and I'll let you go after I go. My perfect plan is that Cousins ends the season, maybe gets us close to a playoff. Maybe we bow out with a few games left. Mendoza plays those last few games, and Mendoza starts next year, and Cousins is traded. That's my ideal situation. And the reason for that is if you bring Kirk Cousins back the second year, then the conversation of a quarterback battle actually continues, because the fans and the national media is going to start saying, well, why is Kirk Cousins back when your number 1 overall quarterback was there all of last year? Well, is he not good enough to start again? So I do think no matter what, Kirk Cousins is only with the Raiders for 1 year and we trade him. That's what I would do. But you give us your point of view.
Yeah, that's where we kind of differ there. But that's smart though. If we were to re-sign him, right? Well, we would have to restructure his contract.
Oh yeah, we would have to.
And then trade him, and then we probably could get some value for him. Like that would be the great administrative thing to do. I just think that if we go out there and we win 7 games, 8 games, we got to run it back with him. Now, you don't necessarily have to, unless we just see that Mendoza is just ready for that, and then we're prepared to win
and I think
6 games or something like that. Because even when you bring a quarterback in that even sat, his average only goes up to maybe like 6 wins, and that's a lot from the 4 wins, but I mean, it's still 6 wins and 6 wins. Then that takes us into a 3rd year now that we got to start trying to vie for even getting into the playoffs from the outside looking in. Versus if we mess around and get 7, 8 wins with Kirk Cousins, then we're at the doorstep right there, because we know that Kirk Cousins is going to even get better in the 2nd year, as long as he doesn't get hurt.
That's the thing. I think at that point, Cousins is a bit too old for me to feel comfortable playing him. Now, I know Joe Flacco is still in the league at like 40. How old is Joe Flacco? Like 41 or 42?
Yeah, I ain't looking at him.
I do think Cousins will become the next Joe Flacco. I think Cousins will bounce around the league to teams for the next 5 years, because he's that kind of talent. I don't think anybody's going to sign him to a long contract anymore, but I do think he will be an emergency quarterback for the next 5 years or 6 years for a lot of teams that are playoff hunting.
I think if a team is smart, they would want to lock him down for the next 3 seasons if he does go out there and turn the ship around, and that's the only thing he really been missing is that long-term contract with one franchise. Is like they try to do it, then they kind of don't want to do it, and then they try to, and then they come to find out they should have done it, because I'm sure Atlanta would have rather have Kirk Cousins starting this year than relying on Tua or even the other dude that got hurt, the appendix.
Okay. So I think the counter that I have to that is I think teams only do that if you are like a certified Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback. Teams did that with Brett Favre when he left Green Bay, kept signing him to long contracts because he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Teams also did that with which we just saw it this past year. What's his name? Ryan Lee. Right? No, the Chargers.
Philip Rivers.
Yeah, Philip Rivers, where I didn't, but again, it's because Philip Rivers is a multiple year winning type of. I just don't think Kirk Cousins has that. I know Kirk Cousins can throw well, but I don't think he has enough wins to make a team feel confident to want to sign him to a multiple year contract.
I like Kirk Cousins better than Philip Rivers. So Bush Raider says, I'm fine with Cousins or O'Connell starting for the 25 season or 26 season and sitting Mendoza for a year, just as long as it's a real QB competition, not like previous years.
Yeah, I'm not fine with that, but I'll let you go ahead.
I hate to hurt your feelings on this. There's not a real quarterback competition here. Right. AOC is not going to start over Kirk Cousins, and if he does, for whatever the reason is, if he does, that means we're going to end up playing at least two of our quarterbacks, and then it's going to fall into Kirk Cousins' lap again, and we should have just started him.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another angle that I'm gonna go with that for Bush, because my answer is also no, and O'Connell should not be starting this year under any condition, and the reason is what you communicate to other players, guys. We just signed a bunch of people. They want to win games. I just don't think it would make sense to say, well, Cousins can't play. Let's go back to O'Connell, because you know what? They're going to say, we've already seen O'Connell. We know what he can do. It's not good enough. Right? I look, as a coach, I'm not looking at Quay Walker and Nakobe and telling them, well, Cousins won't start, so it's gonna be O'Connell. I don't think that's gonna fly. I think you're gonna start a lot of really negative press and negative news that's going to do more harm than good. NJ Fins. Oh, Fins, what up? What up, my man? Silver and Black Lounge, what up? So again, if you have more thoughts on that, let me know. But that's my thoughts on that. O'Connell cannot start under any condition. I will not watch the game if O'Connell started. I will not watch the game. I'm sorry. Actually, I will for the channel. But I'm telling you, if O'Connell starts and I'm streaming it, you should come watch it, because I would not stop saying I would not stop saying bad things, because it just would not make sense. It just would not make sense to me at all.
Oh, I don't know if it's gonna be worse than what I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna be like, I hope y'all still holding y'all breath, because here it comes.
Unless it wins, unless it's like winning, and then our boy Quebec will look like a genius,
a super genius, and I have to eat crow. I would have to eat crow every week. I have to have it barbecued. I have to have it baked. I'd have to have it fried.
Send me all the humble pies. At that point, I'll eat that up. Again,
for sure.
If he can prove us wrong, prove us wrong. But he's already had his chance to prove us wrong, and he has not proved us wrong. So if O'Connell starts this year over Mendoza, trust me, I won't cry, because I don't do that about sports. But trust me, my stream will be very negative towards the Raiders and towards King Kubiak, because nothing will be more depressing in my mind to say, oh, let's go back to O'Connell because Cousins gets injured. No.
Well, he's talking about just starting them game one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So it says Cousins.
I will give Clint Kubiak a straight up F if Aiden O'Connell comes anywhere near starting week one.
It says Cousins hinted at playing golf with his kids in a couple years. Yeah,
Cousins doesn't need much right now. He doesn't need much right now. He's got the money. Can he win a Super Bowl? That's the only thing for Cousins, because otherwise, we're not talking Hall of Fame for Cousins. If he wins a Super Bowl, then the conversation starts rolling. Then yeah, he'll want to stick around for another 2 to 3 years. If Cousins can win 2 Super Bowls, he will be a Hall of Famer. He will be Hall of Famer if he can win 2 Super Bowls. He will be. But again, will he? Look, why is Joe Flacco still sticking around? He wants to solidify his Hall of Fame. Joe Flacco already got 1 Super Bowl, right? If he can make some kind of miraculous play to launch himself into something new, then you start to solidify your position there as a Hall of Famer. For guys like Cousins and guys like Flacco, the question is, what are they still playing for? It's not money. It's not glory. if they can get a Super Bowl win under their belt, that says a lot for their legacy. Because again, remember, one of the biggest snobs in Hall of Fame history is what? Our quarterback, who has 2 Super Bowls and still isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right? Jim Plunkett is still not in the Hall of Fame, and he has 2 Super Bowls. What guys like Cousins are looking for, and Flacco is going to be Super Bowls. So unless he can win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, I think Cousins is. I think it's going to be done soon.
So Webb, you know what? You always have the quote or the question that most people think, and it makes sense. He says, when your kids is finally old enough to drive, do you hand them the keys to a beat up bucket with no brakes, registration, or insurance? Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. That says it all right there.
Hell no. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look, and I've put it this way: it's like when your football doesn't make sense, that's when you win 3 games. We've seen other teams that tried this. So, oh, we got the new shiny quarterback. Let's start him. Okay, cool. You win 3 games. Awesome. I do not think Raider Nation wants to win 3 more games with a franchise quarterback. I don't think we want that. I think what we want at the very least is competitiveness. Again, if the Raiders win 3 games this coming season, if they're competitive and it shows like they're losing by 1, they're just that would feel good too. There's a thing about that would feel really good. If it's like, oh man, we're right there. We're right there. That will feel good going into next season.
Yeah, here we go. What up, Ben? He said, may the best man win. I don't think Cousins is very much better than AOC at his age. Time will tell. Okay. No, he's much better than AOC. Yeah. Like, you guys are saying may the best man win, and it's not even really close. Like, so the thing that you're relying on is Kirk Cousins hitting a wall because he's too old.
Right.
You guys are saying he's too old. Like, high level quarterbacks, a lot of people not understanding. Tom Brady even said himself. The way he played in his 20s is different than he played in his 30s. Yes, and the way he played in his 30s was different in his 40s. And the difference was his wealth of knowledge and the inability to fool him with things.
Yep.
Like, this man won 3 Super Bowls from his late 30s to early 40s. We got quarterbacks that's out there that's still playing right now. Aaron Rodgers went to the playoffs. He's 40.
Let's put it.
Like Peyton Manning won his Super Bowl at 30-something. Stafford didn't win his first Super Bowl until he was like 32, 33. That's because that's when quarterback, you can't really fool them because they've seen it all at this point.
Exactly.
And you're not there when you were in your 20s. So as far as people, it sounds like people are hoping that he's too old. If he hits a wall, he'll be the first one to retire. I promise you. If he's already said it.
There's a good chance that this is what's happening, that a lot of our fans right now are young in their 20s. And I'll say this, as a 41-year-old, even though I look like I'm 25, you learn so much more about life than when you're in your 20s. Imagine that for a quarterback. You just learn so much more about the game in your late 30s than in your early 20s. And those things do work. There's a reason why some of the best quarterbacks right now are still Matthew Stafford, the people who are well into their 30s, because it's not just about your bones breaking. You also learn how to protect yourselves from your bones breaking. You learn how to protect yourself from getting injuries, right? And that's why guys like Kirk Cousins stay around for a long time. They've learned the game enough to know how to take care of themselves, their body, on the field stuff, and mix that all in with their family. And again, when you start studying what professionalism is, don't count a person out because they're quote unquote old, because with age comes experience. Yeah. And
wisdom. So here we go. Cousins is bound to get injured again, so he don't get another pass, just like AOC don't get passes for his injuries. Yeah, so this is what I don't understand. How are you guys gauging this? Because I don't think AOC will be in the league for 15 years. I don't think he'll be a quarterback for 15 years. And it's obvious that Cousin Kirk done already done that, right? So, and he's actually been playing. Now let's look at AOC. He played his rookie year. He played his rookie year, went 5-5, right? So that was nice. And then, like we all know, after that first year, the league catches up with you. So he went 2-5 the following year and got injured. Then he came in the following year, got injured, didn't play a whole year, played the last game of the season. So he's the one that's trending down. Now, the only reason why that Kirk Cousins is not normal Kirk Cousins because of the last 2 years that he was injured. He got injured. It took him a year to recuperate from that. Won 4 or 5 games last year, which is more than the Raiders won as a team, and he was trending up. And plus they were playing quarterback shuffle over there, thinking that they had something better. You know how you leave the one you with and thinking the grass is greener. Well, guess what? Atlanta is messed up because their GM is not there no more. That coach is not there no more. They got a Penix that's fighting for a job against a Tua. So come on now, it is not matching up. It's not. We're comparing apples to oranges.
Right. I got a response for you, and I'm gonna defend my my boy, my Super Trooper,
Raider Ben,
my Super Trooper, and the fans of the Super Trooper AOC. I do think AOC Super Trooper. If you get it, you get it. The mustache. I do think he has what it takes to be in the league for 10 years as a backup. But here's the thing. There's 2 types of backups, right? You guys remember, I'm going to say the name and you're going to be like, oh, holy shit, he remembers the name. Do you remember the name Marcus Tuiasosopo?
Yes.
He was a Raider backup. That's what he was. He was our guy. We knew him. He was a backup for us. We knew he wasn't going to take us to the promised land, but it was our guy. He was our backup. I do think there is a room where what's his name? AOC becomes that our backup, where in a pinch, and I've said this before, so it's nothing new. In a pinch, I do think Fernando. In clutch a game, in a pinch. Like late season, we need a game to go into play to get in the playoffs or to keep a whole playoff host alive. Our main quarterback Mendoza is injured for 1 week because he banged his index finger, some crap like that. AOC comes in and clutches the game out for that one game. I do see AOC being able to do that.
Yeah, but being a starter in the league for 15 years is not the same because he's a backup, and your boy is a straight starter. And AOC hasn't even proved to anyone that he can start a whole season. But here we go. Good Raider.
I will.
You have a cool accent. Where are you from? Just curious.
I have a very mixed accent. So I was born in Nigeria. That's West Africa. And I moved to the U.S. when I was like 12. So, and after high school, when I graduated high school, I went straight into the military. United States Air Force. And I didn't speak my native language since then. I was speaking my native language since then. I also lived in Japan for 2 years. So the way I sounds like nobody else because you know what Nigerians sound like. And when you hear me, sometimes you'll hear the Nigerian accent. But mostly my accent is just it's a lot of mix. I just sound like me.
And then, when you're from the Bay, I guess you have a kind of like a little, kind of like the rhythmatic way that we talk too.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we all talk like Tupac.
Hey, that's heck of funny you said that.
If you're from the Bay, we all just sound like Tupac.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you said that.
It's the cadence. It's the cadence, man.
It's the cadence, yeah.
Okay, so here's the question.
Oh no, how do you guys hold on? How do you get to the point that he can win 8 or 9 games if he starts the season, but he haven't even won 8 or 9 games in 3 years combined? How do y'all come to that?
Yes, that is true by Nigeria, by the way.
I love that. I love you, bro. But how do you come to that? How do you come to that?
Yeah, answer that question, guys. You got to answer this question on the screen.
Yeah, how do you come to that? Because if that was the case, you don't think Kubiak could work with that? You don't think why would he need to bring a Kirk Cousins in to begin with if that was the case? We could have used that money to go get a D tackle or go get a wide receiver. Like why would we need to go get Kirk Cousins if we were going to win 8 or 9 games with AOC? We don't know that because he's been injured. I wouldn't put my franchise on an injured prone quarterback. I just won't.
This just feels like another Marcus Tuiasosopo to me. It really does. And some of this is that Marcus AOC is way better than Marcus Tuiasosopo. Yeah, maybe Marcus had a little bit more movement. And AOC has more accuracy. But this feels like that to me, where we kept pushing for him to be the starter because he was our guy, and it's like, no, he's a backup. He's a backup.
Yeah, and you said because he's never got a chance to start 8 or 9 games himself. He has. He started 10 games his rookie year.
Rookie year, yes. And what was his record for that?
He went 5-5 in
That's
10
right.
games. So I can see the glimmer of hope there. So then let's see what he do the next year. He went 2-5, got injured. Okay, well, it's the NFL. You get hurt. It's an inherent danger in playing. So what happens the next year? He gets hurt even worse than the year before that. And then plays 3 quarters. And then when he played, he didn't complete a pass from the second quarter. Like, he's not trending to 8 or 9 wins. That doesn't tell me 8 or 9 wins. Even if you start him game 1. Like, what is game 1? What is starting you game 1 give you the advantage? And not only that, if you're a backup, right, you don't have to get put in the best position in order for you to take someone's job. Matter of fact, it rarely to never happens like that. And even AOC knows that because he said it in the press conference. Like, the only people care about that kind of stuff is his wife and his parents. Like, the NFL don't care about that. So as long as we keep making all these, moving the goalposts, like, well, he didn't get a chance to do this. He didn't get a chance to get that. Well, he wasn't in this situation. Like, no, it don't work like that, bro.
You got to make your own
situation. You got to grab the situation when you have it. And he's had the situation a few times.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it feels like we're making an excuse for somebody who has not taken a hold of the situations he's gotten. Like, it's not on us that it gets injured. It's not on us that he doesn't win enough games. So I don't know. I'm guessing we're gonna keep defending him till it's clear that Mendoza is the starter and we should just move on. So I'm fine to keep saying no. I don't think AOC is gonna be it.
Okay, so but let's look at this. Let's look at this video. And this from a player. This is from a podcast that is not Raider fans. So this is fans looking at it probably more objectively than the average Raider fan.
Right.
And they're seeing things that I've seen from day one, like and everybody flamed me for it. Matter of fact, I've lost so many subscribers. Every time I talk about AOC, I lose subscribers, right? And I'm like, I'm just reporting it. I reported it before all these beat writers started reporting it, and then even when I go and show you where they're even thinking about that, they still get mad at me because you guys have this attachment to AOC, and you got to admit that it's emotional attachment. It's an emotional attachment. I get it. I'm not even mad at that. But nothing about his play tells me that he's going to be a starting quarterback, especially for the Raiders, and he's not going to start game 1, and he's not going to get a chance to start from week 1. So why are we keep trying to insert this into the conversation? Because he hasn't earned that.
Yeah, and I think it's because it feels safe, right? It feels safe to say, AOC, he's already here. We've seen him. He's one of us. And he has a particular style that just also kind of just stands out. He looks goofy. He stands out.
That mustache kills me.
He stands out. And I'm not. Look, I can say whatever I want about AOC, and no one's leaving my channel because that'd be dumb. I'm way more. Right. Way more. I'm so excited. You can't do that, and I'll say whatever I want. I don't think he's gonna be.
Oh, you see, I ain't stop saying what I'm saying because the truth is the truth. Oh, if you guys, if you unsubscribe from me because I'm telling you the truth, then it is what it is.
They'll be back once we start winning, and you just gotta be patient. We'll start winning again. And look, at the end of the day, that's what I care about, winning, and I don't think AOC gives us a chance for that.
Yeah. So here's the Saturday morning inspection, and this is their perspective on what's going on with AOC. And a few of y'all that follow me may have seen this, and I promise you, this is the last time you'll see me playing this. And
I've never seen this.
But I want to get the good Raider perspective on this. So here we go. Please hit that like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
Every single offseason, especially when we get into a little bit of a dead period, a little bit of a quiet period, which we're in right now, there's a lot of speculation when it comes to certain rookies and certain new additions on any team. And the Raiders are no different about guys that are overperforming or underperforming, or guys that aren't seeing the field and what it means for the future. And what's interesting for the Raiders is that the discourse at the quarterback position has obviously dominated the headlines, but I think there's an element of that people don't understand. I think the Raiders are setting up a massive trade at the quarterback position. I'm not talking about Kirk Cousins and obviously not Mendoza, but with Aiden O'Connell himself. And if you dive into the specifics of what's going on with this Raiders organization, you can see exactly what they're doing. So to set the table here, let's pull up our report right here, and then we'll dive into what's, the details on the other side. So this is from SI.com talking about Aiden O'Connell. It could be calls about him being a starter or a backup quarterback. The thing that has changed in this league over the years has been the backup quarterback position. Now, they just do not want anyone in that spot on the roster. They want a quarterback they can trust with NFL experience, someone who can take over once their name is called. O'Connell has that on his resume. He has started games and has performed under pressure and in difficult circumstances. It's hard to say whether he would be a starter in this league, but he does deserve a shot. With the Raiders' packed quarterback room, that is likely not the case for him in Las Vegas, obviously.
Exactly.
The team wants to keep him to have that option at quarterback. If something were to happen to veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins before the season starts or early in the season, they would potentially go with O'Connell instead of rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Whatever it is, the team will do its best to put O'Connell in a position to be successful. If they feel he has a chance to start elsewhere and are okay with Mendoza as the backup quarterback, we could see a trade that would make sense for both sides. This will likely come before it all begins for teams, as everyone will have the chance to learn the offenses. O'Connell has spent every year of his NFL career with the silver and black and was taken in the 4th round in 2023. So what we're starting to see is people are starting to realize something interesting is happening with Aiden O'Connell, right? He's a guy that's gotten very little attention, very little media publicity. All the eyeballs, of course, have been on Mendoza, and some have been on Kirk Cousins. But I think when you look at this recent reporting, you look at the discourse when it comes to Aiden O'Connell and the value of the quarterback position specifically, especially for a contending team, I think the Raiders are doing a really good job here setting up a trade. And you can kind of notice this if you look at the media reports on what the Raiders are talking about. So, for example, let's pull up the screen grab here. What I did is I searched up headlines involving Fernando Mendoza, and that there's a lot of negative media publicity. You guys have noticed this? Talking about why labeling Raiders' #1 pick Fernando Mendoza as a prize project is a major red flag. Las Vegas gamble. Why sitting Fernando Mendoza behind Kirk Cousins could stunt the rookie's development. Fernando Mendoza struggling. The hidden risk in drafting Fernando Mendoza, right? And the list goes on and on. In fact, Miles, let's go to our next graphic. We got 5 more stories about Fernando Mendoza having some issues. Can he handle the pressure? Minicamp leaves scouts questioning Mendoza. External pressure could force the Raiders to rush Mendoza. Glaring weaknesses that haunt Mendoza, right? All this negative headlines, all this negative publicity. What does it really mean? This is what you see before a trade. What the Raiders are trying to do here is make sure that Aiden O'Connell's value doesn't drop like a freaking rock. Because right now, if you're one of the other 31 teams and you're interested in trading for Aiden O'Connell, you look at the Raiders quarterback room, you say, listen, you got your future guy in Mendoza, and you got your current guy in Kirk Cousins. Aiden O'Connell's not worth anything to you. So we won't give you anything for Aiden O'Connell. We have all the leverage. Whereas the Raiders, what they're trying to do here, this is what smart teams do. It happens all of the time. What they're trying to do is basically say, listen, Aiden O'Connell, he may be our backup. He's our #2 quarterback. We love him as our backup. You guys see all the reports. Mendoza is struggling, with air quotes there. Of course, obviously, that's standard rookie stuff. But the reality is what the Raiders are doing is setting up this trade. They're putting the pieces in place to make sure O'Connell's value doesn't drop even further. Because I do believe Spytech is going to trade O'Connell. The value is there. And the opportunity is there as well. You have to look at the timing of all of this. Why do we see the reports about the O'Connell trade? We look at the Mendoza storylines, and then we pull up the screen grab here from overthecap.com. And this is O'Connell's contract situation. 2026. This.
So what do you think about that?
I've got a, before I give that answer, let me try and phrase it this way. For the people who want Aiden O'Connell to start, let's say you want him to start this season, is your hope that he's going to do really well and then we can trade him? Are you afraid that you don't want to just give him up? Is that what it is? You think he's still good? So, because the reason I'm asking is, let's suppose in this wild world, O'Connell starts week 1 and oh my God, O'Connell wins 10 games. Okay. And then what happens? And that's a real question. In a scenario where O'Connell wins 10 games, what happens for those who are O'Connell backers?
That's my question.
Yeah. So I'm curious about
matter of fact, here, because we gotta. This is the last topic, but the thing is, if you guys want to call in, we do have a call in.
If you want to be brave, call in. And
Yeah,
it is because I'm trying to get to the bottom of what it is, because we have a future in Mendoza. Why are the hang up about? Is it because if he does well, if he wins 10 games, we can now just flip him for a second round? Is that what it is?
I don't know. This is a contract year. They do this with everybody. It doesn't matter the position. If you're getting ready to leave and we can get draft capital out of you, then that's what we're going to do. We even got it out of Geno Smith.
Yeah, that might be what it is. It might be guys who are like, we want draft capital. I don't want draft capital for O'Connell. Fine. If you want to give me something, I'll take a 7th. It's fine. Take him out of my hands now. It's fine.
Well, they say that his going rate might be like a 6th round right now, right? And I believe that we might can get a 5th round for him. Now, he was a 4th round quarterback, so
if we lose him, don't we get a compensatory pick if we lose him into free agency?
I'm not sure about that. Why would we get a compensatory pick for him?
I don't know. I don't know. But come on, guys, give me something. I got to get to the bottom of this. Bush Trader, don't back on me now. I see you.
What? It's emotional.
Showing love to AOC. Let me know what the attachment is there.
That's not Hondo Carpenter, y'all. Y'all calling him Hondo? That's not Hondo, man.
Let me be your third piss. No one's giving you a 4th for AOC. Not anywhere in this world. I don't even think you'll get that on Mars. I think the Martians are going to be like, no, we ain't giving you that. I mean, the Martians are not smart, but I don't even think they'll do that deal.
Well, maybe in Jupiter because they're more stupider. But,
exactly. Yeah, but no, not on Earth. You ain't getting that on Earth.
He said, I can see Dak and I can see him with the Cowboys. If that goes down, I can see that. I can see
AOC and Cowboys.
But then when Dak come back, he's not going to start. AOC won't start when Dak comes back.
You guys realize the biggest problem with O'Connell is you're going to have to build your offense to specifically fit him because he doesn't move well. So it would have to be an offense whose quarterback right now isn't built to move. And what team right now has a quarterback that's not built to move? Yeah, there's no team that needs an O'Connell. That's what we're saying. Like, who needs him? Who would you say right now needs Aiden O'Connell on their team?
Okay, so maybe Miami.
Okay, because they only have
maybe the Jets.
Because they want to repeat what we did and do better than we did last year.
Right. Let me see. Maybe Arizona. And maybe even with McDaniels, the person who drafted him.
I mean, O'Connell did play in the South. He played in Purdue. So maybe when it's hot, he'll play. Look, man, I don't see the angle.
It's emotional, man.
The Penn State film was 5 years ago.
Right. And he been hurt, and he been hurt a bunch of times since then too.
The man's not getting any younger. I don't get what the magic
is. Anytime you go to an NFL player that's been played his whole rookie contract out and you looking at what he did in college, that's not a good sign. I'm sorry. That's not a good sign.
Because when was the last time a player played the entire rookie contract and was still talking about bringing him back, even though he hasn't proved? Dude, we traded, what's his name? Tyree Wilson, and he has more potential than Aiden O'Connell.
Okay. Well, yeah, the article was from that article that he was reading was from Londo Carpenter, was it? I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't hear him say that, but he very well may have said that. I mean, a dead clock could be right twice a day. So at the end of the day, I don't really take a lot what Hondo say wrong. I mean, to heart.
Yeah, they also went to Purdue.
Get the thing right about the Jamad McCoy when he went and got the doctor that explained everything about the injury, and people are still confused about it when it's clear what his injury is. But check it out; it's on my page as well. So,
but Bush, you're still not answering the question that I want to answer to. What is the best case scenario for Aiden O'Connell with the Raiders? What do you think is the absolute best case scenario? For those who want him to start, who still think there's some juice in there that you want to squeeze, I would say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, but he's not.
Right.
So you can't not squeezing that.
Yeah.
What are we squeezing out of this? What are we squeezing out of this? Give me the best case scenario for Aiden O'Connell. You can call in if you want. I really want to know.
Yeah, really, I would like to see
wanna
a
know
call
the
for real.
best case scenario for Aiden O'Connell.
New Jersey fans say, I think compensatory is when you lose a free agent to top league money elsewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it. You guys
Straight
don't
for a
trust
flat
Hondo.
soda.
Kale chips and half-eaten sandwich. Hey, but Frank Webb said one thing that was nice.
disrespect.
Webb says, like everything in life, value is based on what the market will bear.
Yeah.
Right.
And the market is not bearing O'Connell right now. He's
not a fourth round.
Even if he moved well at Purdue, well, what does it matter? He's not at Purdue anymore. And everyone after that is determined that he doesn't move well. Maybe he lost it after Purdue. I don't know.
Well, the speed is faster in the NFL anyway. Like,
yeah, guys, Purdue isn't even a top college. And in the NFL, you're talking about the best of the best of the best. Yeah, even if Aiden O'Connell was fast in college, he's not fast in the NFL. Because in the NFL, you've got 350-pound human beings barreling down on you, and they can run as fast as Aiden O'Connell can.
Sure. So that's what I'm trying to. I'm like you. I'm trying to figure out what's the affinity. Why is it so deep? Like it's almost like you're talking about somebody mom. You know, back in the day when you'd be like when you talk about somebody mom and that's an instant fight.
Yo, thanks for the stuff,
you'd be like, I don't get it. Like he's not what we're looking at his resume. If you were hiring him to be the top performer on your team to lead the franchise, so that's what the quarterback is. What on his resume tells you that? And if you tell me Purdue, I'm going to be upset.
Oh yeah, Finch, yo, what? Thanks for coming in, man. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We're not streaming tomorrow, but we'll be back again this week. We're not streaming tomorrow. We'll be back again this stream. Okay. Yeah, I guess, yeah. If you're just asking for a fair competition, yeah, sure. He'll get a fair competition. I just don't think he's going to be anywhere near close to O'Connell or close to Mendoza or Cousins. That's all I'm saying. He's going to get a fair shot because why wouldn't he? Right? If he proves to be the best, he proves to be the best. I don't think so. I don't see anything that shows that he will prove to be the best.
Here's a question for you,
best case scenario.
No, here's a question for you. A fair quarterback competition in training camp and preseason, not BS presets, where a quarterback can throw multiple interceptions a game and run into the sacks and lead the league in interceptions and not get benched regardless. So y'all want to throw him out? He really gonna get hurt then. But that's how we gonna do it. Oh, the question wasn't to me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So do you think when we bench O'Connell, we just do it just to be mean? Because the benching of O'Connell started with AP, and that was the one person we thought for sure would have started him. And he thought AOC wasn't ready.
Well, their argument to that is that Telesco forced him to play Minshew. They don't think Minshew is better than AOC. Minshew is better than AOC, man.
Do you guys not know who AP was? I don't think anyone forced AP to do any damn thing. I think that was AP's biggest point, that he was that kind of guy. You didn't force him to do anything. He made the calls. No. If we're banking, Telesco did not tell AP to do no damn thing. I can promise you that. I think AP would have actually done better if he listened to people. I don't think that man was going to listen to anybody, let alone Telesco telling him what to do.
I think here we go. Also, I think that AO is on board with moving out if he gets a chance to compete for starting a job. He said it already.
I will say this.
He said it in the presser. That's why I'm like, oh, now you auditioning in front of everybody. Now you're making
exactly.
If you're saying that Max Crosby was acting like he was bigger than the Shield because he wanted to get a chance to play somewhere else to make it to elevate his career, then the same should apply for AOC. Why don't you guys see that?
I will make you this promise. Every single coach who has ever seen AOC has given him a shot to start. because that's the whole point. Why would any coach not give him a chance if he's actually proven to be capable? It's simple. He's not proven to be capable. Just look at the facts. If I was a new coach for Aiden O'Connell, what am I going to base starting him on? The past. There's nothing there. Am I going to have to go talk to Telesco and be like, oh, Telesco, was it actually you who told AP to not start O'Connell? Is that what it is? That just seems weird. That just seems like a weird thing to say.
So
yeah,
he said, I believe AP said that he made a mistake not start. Yeah, you can say that in hindsight, right?
Exactly.
But then at the end of the day, we know he don't know when to call timeouts and when to go for it on fourth down either. So his judgment ain't necessarily the best.
Exactly.
And he's not an offensive coach. He's not an offensive coach either.
He saw what he saw, and he determined that what he saw wasn't good enough. Again, that's on O'Connell. If you're not showing enough,
bro, Minshew has thrown.
I don't know what this.
Minshew has thrown for 3,500. Minshew has started multiple seasons. Like, he's proven that he can. Matter of fact, you guys said the same thing about Geno Smith. Geno Smith left here and got another starting job. Minshew, he got to compete for another starting job, and that's only because he's coming off of an injury. Like, he blew his knee out or something last year.
What do you mean he hasn't gotten a fair chance? You're literally telling me that you believe that every coach has specifically looked at this 6'5" tall white guy with a mustache, and they're just like, nope, we're not going to give you a chance no matter what. Guys, that's not how football works. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't at all. And this fair chance you guys talking about is not about fairness.
Yeah,
it's never about fairness. Have you guys ever competed for a position in football?
Look,
it's not always fair.
I'm making simple. I cannot grow a mustache like AOC. I'm jealous. Life is not fair. I'm sorry, you can't throw a ball like Kirk Cousins. I don't know what more to say about this.
He said he didn't get a good chance after they paid Minshew. Like, you're going to put the best player on the field, and they will trade Minshew. He would have got traded.
All I'm hearing is every single one who's ever coached AOC outside of his college coach are all stupid. They don't know anything about football because they should have started this obviously great player that is just sitting there rotting away, and there's Hall of Fame potential in his bones, and everyone is just saying, yeah, we don't like that guy.
I don't. That's what I keep trying to. I'm saying even Kubiak. You guys can say what you want to say. You can say Minshew was trash. You can say Geno was trash. I know when Kubiak took the Raider job, he was aware that AOC was on the roster. Matter of fact, he was the only quarterback on the roster.
But there's a bias against O'Connor because he doesn't look like a Raider. What? What does a Raider look like?
Okay. You know what? I can see that because I said that about AOC a long time ago.
Please explain.
This is what I was saying.
I thought that mustache was very Raider.
No, well, the mustache was very Raider, I guess. But the thing is, the way he looked is he doesn't have. Even Mendoza really don't even have that look, right? You don't. But he has other things that just glaringly jumping off the screen, kind of like an undefeated season, a Heisman Trophy, a national championship. You know, things like that. That kind of make you look at it, make you look past the look. But AOC doesn't have that look that says, "Oh, I'm going to war behind this guy," because he doesn't. You got to have a certain look. You got to have a certain look.
He doesn't have the killer instinct. He doesn't.
Because you got to be a leader amongst men, and he, as nice as he is, as smart as he is, out of all of that, if his play dictated that, hey, I might look like this, but I play like that, he hasn't even showed that he even play like that because he can't play a full season. Like AOC, if you look at AOC first 17 starts and Gardner Minshew's first 17 starts, Minshew's numbers is like this. AOC's is down here. A lot of people like to say that AOC he would do these things if he got a chance to start 3,500 yards in 3 years, though. And you guys talking about you comparing him against a quarterback that has availability. availability before you even look at any stats or any intangibles. Is he available? And he's not been available. So why are you guys not seeing that?
Here's what I will say. Here's what I say. I will pray, sincerely pray tonight to God that AOC gets a chance to be a starter for another team.
Yeah, there you go.
I will pray.
There you go. 805 Raider was good, brother.
Because we have our franchise quarterback. I'm just not. I will pray for that.
Yeah, they get a chance to start somewhere else.
Anything you want, I will personally send a note to God. Anything you guys want, be like, God.
You know what? CC me on that too, because I'll put a prayer in too, because I like AOC, but this situation isn't good for him. I like AOC. I just don't like him to be our starter because, for one, I can't get past the fact that he can't stay healthy. And then this is and back to the look thing, right? It's about optics. This is one thing that you keep saying. You bring this to the table, and I agree. Optics is good to a good degree, and this is where I would say it matters. Remember when he got hurt and he had to get airlifted because he didn't get literally airlifted, but he had an air cast because he just bruised his knee or whatever. Like he doesn't say he's the strongest player on our team. It doesn't say he got the most grit on our team. He just doesn't exude that. You know what I'm saying?
I will give you another one. If you really want to ask, why do I really not want AOC to start? Because I just like Mendoza more. I just like his face more. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I like his face more. He's taller. Mendoza's taller. He's bigger. You know, he looks like he can get voted for sexiest man alive. What more do you want me to tell you? It's not AOC.
He ain't even got no kids yet. But anyway, so I'm about to answer this for you. You said AOC. When I say things, y'all, I don't say them from the heart first. I say it from intellect first. I'm about to prove you wrong. This is why you
get unfollowed. This is why you get unfollowed, because you.
It is. It is. You right.
Because you're about to put a nail in a coffin. You're gonna be like, huh.
Okay, here we go, y'all. I'm about to give y'all the facts. Here we go. Here it comes. This is why I get unfollowed. Do
not implicate me in this crime he's about to commit.
Yeah. This is the views and thoughts and the statistics that's about to come. They reflect from me, not the Good Raider. You can unfollow me and you can follow the Good Raider. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't like me, you're gonna love my brother.
Exactly.
So here we go.
And when you don't like me, you're gonna love him.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go, y'all. Ain't no Kano. Oh, hold on. Oh, the thing was talking. Okay. All right, here we go. So, Aiden O'Connell, first 17 starts. Gardner Minshew, first 17 starts. Both have a record of 7-10. Here's the completions to attempts. 377, 608 for Aiden. 384 to 614 for Minshew. Very comparable. AOC is 62%. Minshew 62.5%. Passing yards. 3,932 yards for Minshew. 4,302 yards that was for AOC, excuse me. For Minshew is 4,302 yards. Passing touchdowns, 20 for AOC, 28 for Minshew. Interceptions, 11 interceptions, and Minshew had 8. He had 8 more touchdowns, 3 less interceptions. The key takeaway, Minshew was more explosive and careful with the ball, throwing 8 more touchdowns and 3 fewer interceptions than O'Connell in the same span. Both quarterbacks maintain a remarkable similar completion percentage and workload, but Minshew threw for roughly 370 more total yards. So, help me understand, what am I seeing wrong?
Man. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, Estrada.
Oh, you left me, and sub to you.
So here's my takeaway from that. Number one, I'm kind of feeling sorry for AP now because I didn't realize how much garbage he had to choose from. I'm just kidding.
Right.
AP's like garbage. Which garbage is mine?
Right. He took the garbage with the seasoning.
I mean, he was trash himself, so he kicked them all out the door. But
So then he said. So Webb says you don't just win the starting job, QB job. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
So what has he done to earn it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Tell me, can somebody tell me what has he done to earn it, other than the fact that he hasn't had the chance to start from week one?
He grew a fantastic mustache.
That's what it is, right?
And then Minshew came in and he gave us a silly face. But just on Minshew real quick, y'all do need to remember that Minshew's first NFL season was good. Do you not remember where he came from? There was a whole Minshew mania because that man went crazy for like a full year, just lost his mind.
AOC lacks swag. AOC lacks swag. That's what it is. I'm telling you. So
we gotta be honest. And AOC has zero swag. You can't take that boy anywhere.
Come on now. And so now you want to say Kirk can't stay healthy either, if that's the case. Kirk is not an injured. First of all, he played 15 years in the league, so now he can't get hurt at all in 15 years. He got hurt, came back. They still played with his position, and they ended up having to go to him anyway because Pennies got hurt. And guess what? When Kirk Cousins came back, he was the only quarterback between the two that had a winning record. And so, now that he's 2 years removed from that injury, we're still gonna hold that against him. But we can't hold the fact that AOC didn't play at all last year, except for 3 quarters. We can't talk about AOC didn't only play half the time the year before that.
That's what it is. Look at the bottom. That's what it is.
AOC has a 60-point game under. Oh my gosh! Really?
That's what it is.
Really?
That's what is going on. Because they all remember that game because we beat the Chargers. That's what it is. And we got their coach fired. I totally forgot that he was the one playing that game. That's what it is. That's what it is. I still don't want it. Not good enough for me.
I was just messing with you, AE. I didn't think you left AE. I was just messing with you, bro.
Yo, thanks for the follow, 805.
Oh, yeah, 805 Raider. Hey, you got a big sub right there. He's a factor.
Oh, he's the one?
I would like to see what he thinks. I don't remember what you say about AOC. I'm curious because I not to say I don't respect a lot of you guys' takes. I really respect his take because he's a coach, and
he's a coach?
He seems to be pretty. From what I understand, he's coached, and I believe that he has a somewhat objective opinion, and when it's not objective, him and Severe, they kind of let that be known. And I can appreciate if you guys were saying, you know what, I just love AOC and I just want him to start. Y'all said that.
They want you to call in.
No videos.
They want you to call in.
No videos.
805. They want you to call in. They're like, yo, call in. They want to hear what you think.
I wouldn't even make a video about AOC if you guys would just sit here and say, you know what, we just love us some AOC. There's no real logic to it. And then we just want him to be that guy because he's a Raider and we should give a Raider a chance first. If y'all said that, then I would be cool with that. But that ain't what y'all saying. Y'all sitting up there talking about he's mobile. I seen him throw a back shoulder pass running out the end zone one time. And I've seen him make this play before, and he put up 63 points. Like, that's one win. I can also look at many games where he started, and he wasn't the reason why. Well, man, he didn't lose the game. How can you throw for 60 yards in a game and beat Kansas City and say, well, he beats Kansas City, and then he throws 120 yards in another game, and he beats Kansas City, but he throws no touchdowns in those games. And I don't think he threw an interception, to be fair, but I mean, like, come on, y'all. Like, come on. What about that? Oh, so the 63-point game that's what makes him? Okay, well, I guess Bam Adebayo is better than Kobe Bryant because he scored more than 81 points now. That's the logic.
Oh, well, there's that. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not on the AOC love because even that 63 game, I completely forgot about it because I was so anti-AP that I didn't give a shit what he was doing. So that game to me was a throwaway game because Brandon Staley was just not a good coach. And that was when he got fired. And that Chargers team clearly gave up because we saw them clearly give up. Yeah, but I feel you guys. I feel you guys on the AOC, man. I feel you, man. I know if you're talking about the other AOC, you know, that might be a whole conversation. But I think our AOC, I think the conversation's done on him. Honestly, I think it's done
on him. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. This is what I'm hanging my whole Raider hat on right here. Because aside from the fact that I don't think that you can scheme him to get the ball out in 3 seconds a lot of times. You can. And he's awesome at that. Matter of fact, he's starting level with that. Like getting that ball out, knowing where to go with it, all that. That's why I'm even talking about this guy. But he can't survive that all game, all year long, because they're going to get to you. They're going to get to you at some point.
Right. And I would say this: Gardner Minshew, AOC does have a good throwing motion that does protect his body, and I've done a breakdown of this. When you watch his throwing motion, the last arc that AOC makes is meant to cover his body up. But the reason he does that is because he knows that he doesn't have a ton of mobility, so he has to protect himself every time he throws a ball in the pocket. The problem is, I don't know why Josh McDaniels drafted him. I kind of know why, and I've said before that I think Josh McDaniels might be the one who ends up picking him up from us, because he drafted him and he saw something, and I know what he saw. But even when AOC got drafted, everybody was saying that, oh no, he can't be a starter in the league. He's not going to be able to be a starter in the league. And then he proved that he was not able to be a starter in the league. So yeah.
Hey, Charm City said he was just trolling with the 63-point game thing, but as much as you trolling, that probably is part of it.
Because I completely forgot about that game. And I'm like, oh shit, yeah. That was one of the biggest wins the Raiders have had in the past several years. And I remember everybody being super happy about that game. I wasn't, because I didn't like AP. So that's why I don't remember. But now you mentioned no, a lot of people will remember that game, because that was a big, big game. Yeah. I mean, we'll look like gods again, their coach got fired the very next day.
But not to mention, that's an outlier. We know he ain't putting up points like that.
Well, again, because he never did anything close to that in any other game, right? It's not just saying stuff. It is fact. There's no other game where he got even close to that, right?
So, Bush Raider says, you can't compare Gardner back in 2019. The NFL is what have you done for me lately? 2019 is irrelevant. Yeah, okay, exactly. So what have AOC done lately?
Yeah.
What has AOC done lately? What did he do last year? What did he do last year, y'all? What did he do the year before that? 2-5.
Hey, at least he's not the water boy.
What has he done lately?
He can't do it.
Ooh, Hey, Bush Raider is
you yeah, exactly. You are who you are, and AOC cannot do it. You cannot.
And JPJ did not botch the snap because he was signaled to snap the ball. You want to know what happened? Aiden O'Connell did not let the wide receiver. Well, what happened was the wide receiver went out there, lined up on the line of scrimmage. Brock Bowers told him to get off the line of scrimmage, and while he was signaling for the ball, he noticed that the wide receiver was moving. And so they snapped the ball, and he didn't see the ball coming, and then it hit him, and then it was a fumble. It wasn't on JPJ, because JPJ was getting signaled with the silent snap, because remember, they was running a 2-minute drill. So the guard taps him, and he hikes it. But the guard looks back at the quarterback, and the quarterback gives the signal. The quarterback gave the signal, but he noticed that the wide receiver was moving, so he looked over there, because I don't know if you guys saw that, and I might have to do a video about that, because Brock Bowers told the wide receiver to get off the line of scrimmage because he lined up wrong. So even if the play would have ran, it would have been a penalty because we lined up wrong. So I'm going to do a video because a lot of people like to blame JPJ, and that's what I don't like about the JPJ hate, because everybody want to blame everything on JPJ.
Oh, I mean, I know what I'm blaming on JPJ.
His concussions.
Yeah. He likes to run it into things.
Yeah, exactly.
Walls break heads.
Frank Weber. I'm sorry. I'm making some merch, right? I'm designing merch right now. Remind me that you're the first person. Matter of fact, I might make you your own. I might put your name or something. I gotta do something because you get it. You get it. And that's because you're an OG though, too.
My merch is not coming for a long while, so I got plans for that, but don't expect no merch from me yet. I'm still trying to get monetized.
Well, I'm almost right there. It said Josh liked him to be TB likes him, but he just might not be tough enough, which is okay. Whatever backup says the nation, let him be our backup. Stall him out.
You guys do know there are more quarterbacks in the NFL are backups than starters, right?
For sure. I would start AOC out if he wouldn't have came out and said, I want to be a starter in this league, whether it's here or somewhere else.
I don't know any team that would start AOC right. I don't know if any NFL team that would start AOC right now. I cannot think of one. If I was a coach of any NFL team right now, I don't know what team I would start him on. What team? What team would you start AOC right now over your current quarterback? Yeah, I can't think of any. I can't think of a single team. Because again, that's it. You are not
can't even start in Arizona because Brissett is better than him, and he's a career backup.
He's a career backup.
His starting job. And he started and he earned his starting job, and his numbers is nice.
Exactly. Jacoby Brissett is a great example. Career backup who can start in this league, but not a starter, not good enough to be a starter, and he's at least proven to be much better than AOC.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know, brother. And you know what? And I'm probably going to stall AOC out because I think he will be on the roster through camp, and I think that as long as there's an injury at the quarterback position, he's going to get traded by the trade deadline.
Yeah, I'm starting to hope that he gets traded. Yeah.
So somebody's going to need that quarterback, and y'all going to get to see.
So here's what I'll say on Aiden O'Connell. I'm going to say I do hope he gets traded because at this point, I don't think our locker room is having this conversation because I think it's pretty clear to everybody in the locker room that AOC is a backup. But for the sake of the fans and Mendoza starting off well, I think at this point just trade AOC. Yeah, I think we just trade him at this point. I give him up for a 7th.
Well, everybody knows inside the facility except for AOC because he said he wants to start. Like, that's delusional.
No, AOC knows he's not starting. I'm sorry. He knows he's not starting. Not with the Raiders. He knows he's not starting. He'll say that because he wants a team to trade for him, but he knows he's not starting with the Raiders.
So why did he come out and say that then?
Because
out of all these years that we had him, he never said anything even close. It shocked me that he said it. I didn't even know he had a pair to do it.
Because he wants to put up the message that he wants to compete. He's a competitor. We know he's a competitor. We know his story from Purdue. He worked his way up to being a starter from a nobody at Purdue. But again, there are limits to your capabilities, and his capability is you just don't move well in the pocket. You don't have it. The game has passed up your prototype. I understand. Freaking John Gruden won the Super Bowl with Brad Johnson. That Brad Johnson couldn't, dude. Brad Johnson had one half a leg. The boy couldn't move. But back then, the game was way different. Our quarterbacks. I think here's the thing: people don't understand when the NFL shifted from like stationary quarterbacks to what we call scrambling quarterbacks, because we started by calling them scrambling quarterbacks, but that's not really what it is anymore. It's just that defensive ends are so fast, you need to be able to navigate the pocket really well. And AOC doesn't have the prototype for that anymore because that prototype is gone. How many quarterbacks in the NFL right now do you think are built like AOC? I think it's legitimately Joe Flacco or what's his name that just came in from the Chargers, who just got picked up again.
Herbert.
No, the other guy, the pass quarterback, because he was built like AOC, really slow, couldn't move.
Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers had really good instinct, and he had a really good release. But he's known for he was not a mobile quarterback, and that's probably the reason why he never really went far in the playoffs. Yeah. But that prototype QBs are gone; they don't exist anymore in the NFL. And when we drafted AOC, we knew that everybody was already saying like, "Yeah, AOC is not going to be able to do well in the NFL because he just can't move that well."
Yeah. One last thing before we go, real quick. Have you heard about what LaDainian Tomlinson said about Washington Genty?
Oh, I heard a little bit about it. Lay it on me. Let's hear
I
from
haven't heard it.
that guy, LaDainian fucking Thomas.
I ain't going to even lie. I love the dang thing.
Remember him
dang
tearing
thing
us
is him.
apart. God, hate that man.
He ripped us a new one every chance he got.
Professional hate. Man, that man just tore us up for so much. Good thing, not a good thing, but no, it's a good thing he never won a Super Bowl because I don't care about the Chargers.
There you go, right?
There's only two players from opposing AFC West teams that I like historically. Only two players: Terrell Davis and Clinton Portis. That's it.
Ooh.
After that, I don't like anybody else.
Absolutely, I am. Absolutely, I am. Oh. I'm telling you, man, I am huge on Ashton Jeanty, guys. I think the guy shows some qualities on a bad team that you see from top running backs. And John, I'm just going to tell you, his first year reminded me of mine, where there just wasn't much around. It was tough sledding, man. I think I averaged 3.7, 3.8 yards a carry my rookie year.
Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson just made a bold statement about Raiders running back Ashton Jeanty. And if his prediction is right, year 2 could look completely different for the young star after a quiet rookie season. Jeanty entered the NFL with massive expectations after one of the greatest college seasons ever at Boise State, rushing for over 2,600 yards in his final year. That performance put him in rare historical company and ultimately made him a top 10 pick for the Las Vegas Raiders. But his rookie season didn't fully match the hype. He finished without reaching 1,000 rushing yards and struggled at times to consistently dominate games the way he did in college. Still, one of the greatest running backs of all time believes that's about to change. And now Jeanty is focused on exactly that improvement. He's talked about sharpening the details, learning defensive looks, improving blocking concepts, and letting the game slow down through repetition. That's usually the difference between a solid rookie year and a breakout second season. The Raiders are also continuing to evaluate their backfield depth. Rookie Mike Washington Jr. will get opportunities, while Dylan Laub is quietly building a role on special teams and trying to carve out more snaps on offense, especially as a possible third down option in the passing game. But all eyes remain on Jeanty, because if Tomlinson is right, the leap from year 1 to year 2 might be where he goes from promising rookie to one of the league's most dangerous backs. Do you think Ashton Jeanty is about to break out in year 2, or will he stay inconsistent in the Raiders offense? Drop your take in the comments and follow for more daily NFL news and Raiders updates.
Okay.
First of all, he wasn't inconsistent, man.
Right.
Go ahead. Though.
Yeah. And it wasn't a quiet first year at all.
At all. Right.
It wasn't super loud, but it wasn't quiet.
It definitely wasn't quiet.
I've never told you who my comp is for Jeanty. I have a comp for Jeanty.
Oh.
You ready for this?
I don't even think I have one yet.
Oh, I got one for Jeanty. My comp for Jeanty is Emmitt Smith.
I think he's more elusive than Emmitt Smith, because Emmitt Smith kind of was like he ran behind his line, got his 4 yards, got his 5 yards, 3 yards, then 22 yards, and he had a break.
That's Jeanty. That's Jeanty's game plan. Jeanty's game plan is exactly.
I can see it.
And the reason
Emmitt didn't have that home run speed. He never really had the home run speed like that.
So Emmitt Smith had speed, but it's not. If you're gonna use like a Madden comparison, Jeanty has about the same amount of speed. Jeanty will not give you a straight breakout. What Jeanty will give you though is gonna be really hard to tackle, really, really hard to take down. He's gonna squeeze through those holes. He's gonna be extremely patient, and when he gets his hole, he's gonna give you 15 to 20 yards every time.
Yeah.
When you watch the Emmitt Smith runs, it's very gentle. And the reason I love that is Emmitt Smith didn't get injured very much because he was really low to the ground. Emmitt Smith was really hard to tackle because he had really good center of gravity, really low to the ground, and he's just going to eat yards. Emmitt Smith just 8 yards. He would just eat 5, 6, 7, 10 yards, 15 yards, all game long, just eating up yards. That's what Jeanty's going to do. Jeanty will just eat and eat and eat a ton of yards. At Boise State, he was getting a lot of breakaways, but that's because he was just above everybody else in college. Jeanty was just better than everybody else in college. In the NFL, he's still better than most people, but he's going to have to modify some things. So I'm going to say it again. Do not expect a lot of 60-yard breakaways from Jeanty. What you're going to get is a lot of 10s, 15s, 20s, running people over, just a lot of, oh my God, what was that? You're going to get a lot of that. And then 15 years later, because he's not going to get injured very much, we're talking Hall of Famer. That's my comfort, Jeanty.
We can see that. But as far as the 50 and 60-yard runs, I think he had a 60-yarder last year and a 50-yarder last year.
And he
I
broke
think
the tackle,
he'll be able to do that in this run scheme. I think he's gonna break crazy in this run scheme. So that's what I'm looking for.
I would say this: the difference would be he would not be able to break like Marshawn Lynch. Because you know how Marshawn Lynch broke.
Yeah,
you know how Marshawn.
Yeah.
Gentry won't Gentry won't give you that, but Gentry will consistently give you yards and just eat a lot of. Dude, you know how many games we're gonna stall out from Gentry just being unstoppable in the fourth, where we need 4 yards. Guess what? Gentry's gonna get it. That's how the Raiders are gonna live, man. That's how the Raiders are gonna live.
Yeah, he said Bush Raider said he agrees with you.
Yeah,
he agrees with you. He's Webb says Gentry reminds me of Joe Morris. If I was looking for a comparison,
I don't remember what Joe Morris is.
He played for the New York Giants.
Giants. Yeah,
he was a running back for the Giants.
Yeah. Go watch Emmitt Smith run again. Go watch Gentry run. I'm telling you that when I started getting really excited because, again, Emmitt Smith didn't get injured very often because he was so low to the ground. He took care of his body. And then I compared it to someone like a Marshawn Lynch. I'm like, yeah, Marshawn Lynch was taller and bigger, and Marshawn Lynch just ran like a crazy man. So he was hard to tackle. And then I compared him to Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson had really, really good cuts, just really good quick movement. So, yeah. And I will do a full video, and I am going to do a full video where I compare Gentry to like 3 other running backs currently in the league in the past to kind of see how they run and see, to kind of show very clearly that Emmitt Smith is a really good comp for Gentry.
I don't have a comp for him yet. I'm going to see what I can come up with.
I think Thomas was more elusive than Gentry.
It says Gentry 975 yards and 5 touchdowns rushing and 346 receiving, 5 receiving touchdowns better than Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, and his top 10 rookie season over past 5 years. Ellen Mel says, going to be fun to watch Clint share the ball this year. I can see him create a Globetrotters offense by year's end. Defense just aren't going to know where the ball's going. I totally agree with that. As an all-around back, he's better than Jacobs. Yeah,
Jacobs was more of a Marshawn Lynch type of runner. Really good once he gets into open space and shifting and running downhill. I'm telling you, even Gentry makes me way more excited than Jacobs because Jacobs had more breakaway speed, but Gentry will just be more. He will just eat more yards. So Gentry, I think what Kubiak he's gonna build the game plan around Gentry just eating yards, and it's gonna be like, oh, Gentry's getting 4 yards, but by the end of the game, Gentry's got 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. How did he do that? Well, because in the fourth quarter, he broke away for like 2 40-yard runs, and that's gonna be Gentry. That's gonna be Gentry.
Yeah, I wanted to address this about ALC. Essentially, that Carroll didn't give him a chance because he was married to Geno Smith. Do we not remember that we brought in 2 other quarterbacks while he was on the roster? Right? We brought in we brought in. He wore number 15. What's his name, man? He played for the Steelers. We brought in. Hold on. Kenny Pickett. It was Kenny Pickett. Was it Riddler? Did they bring? Oh, well, Riddler was a year before.
Riddler
they even brought in Riddler before they even let AOC play. So that's what I'm saying.
Garbage.
They keep bringing in more quarterbacks because obviously they see something or don't see something, and that they need another quarterback.
Exactly.
So my thing is, do you guys think all these coaches collectively are just overlooking AOC, including Clint Kubiak? I just don't believe it.
We're not going with that science. That is not scientific. That is not the scientific method of observation. The observation that I see is AOC is not an NFL starting quarterback. To be fair, Pickett is worse than AOC, but that doesn't say much for AOC.
You think cricket is worse than AOC?
It's okay. I think it's because we haven't seen really good quarterback play in so long that once we start seeing it from Cousins and then Mendoza, then y'all will realize that, oh no, AOC was not a good quarterback. That's all it is.
You know, I'm gonna lay my hat on that. I like that.
I like get it. I mean, like he's been going up against Pickett and Minshew. Those were terrible quarterbacks. You're about to see real good quarterback play every week, and then you're gonna go, oh shit, they were right. AOC was not a good quarterback. Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna be. We gotta call it, man. It's 9:45 already.
Yep, and we want to thank y'all. We want to thank y'all for hacking into the show. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the loyalty, and you already know we're one nation.
One nation.
All day, every day. Because I'm a Raider, he's a Raider, you're a Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas.
Boom.
I'm a Raider from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.